Okay, if all is correct, I should be live. So just have to mute that. I actually need to get back to my video here. So just trying to test it. I forgot how I had a brain problem there and forgot how I start stuff. So but it looks like it should work. I just want to try and set stuff up. Now I got to figure out what I did. I clicked something on the video and lost my chat. Hit some button like R or T or something, and oh, there we go. T, I guess. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's pop out the chat. Let's close. Yeah, actually, let's copy this. Yeah, I'm live. I'm trying to be live. So, okay. So basically, I'm just basically testing this out to see if it works, just for the fact that I'd like to do some I just do some videos, maybe set it up in advance. So basically, I'm just working on stuff today. Is basically these are my molds for. Actually, this is an early version. I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna start over. As you can see, it kind of went like up 2 bricks and then 1, and I realized I don't even need to do that because I want to go on the far side of the castle. Let's see here. Over there on that far wall over there, I'm gonna try and raise it up on the back side there. So I'm only gonna have about a base plate to do. So I mean, basically, it's 2 wall sections. And I was thinking I maybe you needed different molds, but I think I'm going to be fine with these 2. So one of them will be the lower level. So if you look at my wall sections, I got 2 different levels here. So I've got dropping stuff. I don't know what I just dropped. A boat or something, I guess. So on the lower levels, I've got like a cross section, so that you can for support, and it's got some of the panels in the back and just the textured front. That's the bottom level, and then up above it, I have obviously it's going to be the textured. It's going to have the tall walls in the front, and then in the back it's got the shorter walls. If you were to look at that, the shorter walls in the back. So like someone said, if someone were to take the castle walls, they couldn't. They could still get hit from the inside of the castle if there's archers and stuff down low. And then obviously we've got our ice bear sleeping. So basically with the new sections, it'll obviously be two tiered. So obviously it's going to have lower and a higher. And then basically I'll try and still do the ice bear sleeping, so I can make that work. So it'll be just like one bear like down here and then another bear up here. And I was thinking I might have to actually, I was thinking I needed to actually do something where I could, where I needed higher molds, but I think if I do these right, what I can do is just make sure the other sections are raised up enough to where it's still only going to be a one brick gap. So it'll go 1 brick, a brick, and this section and the next section should already be 2 high and 3 high and 4 high or whatever when I get there in the next wall section. So it'll just kind of look like it's going upwards. And that's just to kind of get it higher on that end so I can do a cliff or something. That's kind of the goal. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just working on setting up, getting this all kind of, just playing with that, just basically doing and actually, I always need to remember I'm doing textured, so I want to make sure I'm always putting the textured brick in here to make it look nice. And so the goal is to interlock this as much as possible, so that I don't have to be fixing a lot of stuff. So the goal is to interlock them as best I can. And it's still, you know, the bed sections are still a little bit, they still take a little bit more to get them all set up. So we're going to see, oh, I won't do that, but that's okay. So, yes, I am live. Things were, the bed section's kind of a section that just needs to be tested to make sure that it's going to work the way I want it to work. And actually, I'm wondering if I even built it correctly. Yeah, I did, I guess. Okay. Same height, just making sure everything's at the right, set up the right way. So. So always trying to just see how I interlocked pieces before. So it's kind of one of those things where it's hard to lift these sections up because they aren't generally aren't set up the way to be lifted at this point. The goal is to make sure everything is set up. And that's why I use molds. Like I want to make sure the bricks are as straight as possible. If you don't use a mold, the plates will wiggle a little bit. And it doesn't always help when you're trying to stack stuff on top of it. So that would be, and the problem is I have a double-decker bed, so I'm going to have to find some ice bears to go into their permanent locations here. So let me dig in here real quick. Problem was I didn't pay attention to a lot of the bears I put in there. I've since gone through and tried to locate where all the different bears were at and count them and set them up properly. When I first did the walls and stuff, I think that was before I did all that. So all the bears I think are just whatever. So I'm gonna have to maybe figure out a way to remind myself which bears go into which walls, I guess. So. But I mean, once they're in place, I don't want to have to really go back in and get them out. So let's see here. Bed is 3 tall. And I also have to remember how I think I found some key pieces the other day. I went back into my storage yesterday and was digging. I remember seeing these pieces last night. Oh, these pieces right here. I can't remember if these are the ones that told me of where the bed was at, the upper bed. No, that's not it. And I took apart half a wall and that came up like that. I'll have to figure that out. Well, I am just testing. It's just a test stream. I'm just trying to figure out. I wanted to see how well it worked. I just forgot that I had to actually start the Google Hangouts from a previous screen. Now that I know where to start it, it should work pretty smoothly from here on out. I just want to make sure I'm trying to set up some of the stuff ahead of time for especially the Brickworld hype shows, so that Brian can advertise that within the Brickworld channels and whatnot, so that people who are, maybe that want to know kind of what's going on and learn about some of the stuff, they can. Because that's the goal, is to try and have people on that are going to talk about the different things going on at Brickworld. These guys, I guess they do have very boring and plain square pillows. So I think we'll just do just like this. I think I'll turn his head. Turn his head and have him facing the wall. So and that should be that guy. He's facing away. And hello, Somniac. Hello, Shiny. Welcome to this test version of basically Friday Night Bricks, I guess. So just trying, I'm also trying to, so I'm trying to see if I can get this to work the way I want it to work. So obviously, as shown earlier, trying to do a multi-tiered wall section for a rise in the castle. The castle could go as is basically right now, with the exception the keep still needs to be done. It's outlined, it's just not finished. That's another project that needs to get worked on. I'm just kind of playing on this for the time. Is there beeping somewhere? There shouldn't be beeping. There shouldn't be anything that I'm aware of. Let me pull up my YouTube real quick here and see. There's other sounds. I don't know what it is because it's just Chester and I. And as you all know, he doesn't make a lot of noise. So let's see here. Let me kind of see here. If my YouTube's going to work. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to mute mine here just to kind of see. Muted right now, so let me just see what the YouTube says. Our YouTube's gonna work, okay? Let's see here. I'm gonna mute mine here just to kind of see. Muted right now, so let me just see what the YouTube says. I'm not hearing anything on that YouTube, so I don't know unless there's something going on around you. Maybe a phone, an alarm, a dryer. I don't even have that going. I mean, the dryer was making noise last night. I don't hear anything right now. So I'm hoping, Somniac, it's not, I'm hoping you're not losing your hearing or something, but, and no, it better not be Chester. If Chester's making that kind of noise, I am in trouble, because that means he is possessed by something not of this world. And, he's such a help when I'm building. I really would not have that. Shiny, are you hearing any weird noises too? I guess that's what I'd be kind of intrigued to know, is to know if there's other people hearing other stuff also. And what I wonder if I can do, I should try that. Like that. Try that. Let's see if that works. Let's see. Yeah, it's interesting. I found some plates I wasn't kind of aware that I had. I was kind of shocked at what I found yesterday, to tell you the truth. I was not expecting to find as much stuff as I found on a whole bag of trans black plates that I didn't think I had. I thought I had actually. Whoa, wait, what happened there? Oh, wait, that's not going to work. That's not going to work the way I wanted it to work. That's not going to work the way I was hoping it would, because it will mean that I have to go with a lot of extra bricks doubled up the way I wouldn't want them doubled up. So we're going to try this a little bit differently. Just set it up the way I had set it up before. Okay. So, let me see here. I need need to take this out. Oh, that's not right. Okay. It's going to be just a little bit different here. I was trying to see if I could try to set it up a way that would make more sense. Actually, it's going to have to be like that, I think. Be like that a little bit, I think. So, well, the mills plates are going to be. Well, that's going to be interesting because the mills, as they shift to that back of the castle, are going to go from a single all the way up to a quad. So it should be 4 high, I'm thinking. Because I'm going to do a brick. So each wall is 20 plates long, or 20 studs. So basically the goal is to have it. This was overkill. This one I did was overkill. So obviously the goal is to have it, instead of having it go up 3 like this one did. This one went up 3. Instead of going up 3, I want it to go up basically 2. So I'm going to split it in half. So one side will be at the normal level, and then the other side will be up 1 whole brick. And therefore, the goal would be to get it to the point where after 2 of these wall sections, it goes from the standard level. Actually, you're right. That maybe I guess it's going to be 3 high, because it'll be the standard wall height, which it should match with the next one. And then it'll go up 1. And the next one should be there at 2. Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't know. I might have to make another mold. So I guess the goal was to keep getting it higher. So I guess I really don't want it to be at the same level. So I might have to build another mold for the next one. And therefore, the next one is actually a whole plate above it, or a whole brick above it already. So, I mean, I guess I can do this. I just do the same wall sections. But basically, this one will be at the standard level, which is basically you're at a standard mills. And then this one should be at 2. The next one should be at 3. And the farthest one should be at 4. I mean, the goal is just to get it up. I mean, the goal is to give it some height. So, I mean, with the keep goes back. As you see the keep, there's a hole behind the keep. That's 1 base plate behind the keep. And then I just have another base plate with the walls and what's going to be this side of the mill, or this side of the moat. So basically, where you can see on the one side, on the side closest to the couch, you can see the moat. You can see white in the background. Most of that white is probably going to disappear. It's probably just going to flow like open sea, is what I'm thinking. Because I think the way it's set up, and I need to probably keep watching the chat for Wisslug, is to see. Because if the back side of the castle is set up to the pirate display, open water, I might as well have the moat just basically flowing into the ocean. And at that point, just have if I have the elevated keep, I can have a small walkway, a small ice walkway, down to maybe a beach or a dock. Because I do have an Imperial flagship I can tweak. Probably won't be able to do a full custom on it unless I get a lot of time here. But tweak it enough to where I could have the Imperial flagship in a different color. Because I do have the flagship, and it does have custom sails. It's not going to be these guys, but it's going to be close. It's going to be close to this. It's going to be the first, I think it's the first version of Ice Bear capes I had. So, and that was the goal, is to have a textured, looking cape. And so for people who are going to Brickworld, that is what I'm actually going to be teaching a little bit, is doing custom work with cloth, capes, sails, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did it a few years ago. It's been a few years since I did it, and so I figured it was time to probably come back and do it again and show people how to you know, do all that fun stuff that we all do, you know, build all that great, you know, all the great cloth, custom cloth stuff that helps make your guys look that much better. So the last night I was pulling apart stuff, you know, so I did find more stuff to take apart. Found more. There's clear sections everywhere and all kinds of bins that I have that are full of stuff that need to get taken apart. Oh, look at that. And all I did was, by doing that, I reversed it. That's all I did. Just basically reversed the side of which the plates weren't together on this, because I want to make sure they aren't sliding around. When I pick it up, everybody falls out. That's not the way to do things. So we're going to just try this real quick here. Let's see. This works the way I was hoping it was going to work. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to lift it out. Well, actually, I guess it can. Should be okay. Oh, this is probably going to be a short stream. For some reason, I'm getting a little bit of a headache for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's that noise. I don't hear anything, so I don't know if there is something going on. Unless it's something with the way I'm using this stuff, I'll have to go back and listen to it when I'm done and see if there's anything that's causing extra issues or whatnot. But yeah, we're getting some weird weather here. What happened there? So that's what it looks like outside. It is snowing right now. So yeah, getting some snow on the ground. Crazy. I'm pretty much been ready for spring. I'm not really digging the snow, especially after I went to my storage yesterday and found that one of my boxes did get wet. And so that's kind of be my next dilemma. I need to get into this bigger storage as soon as possible to find out, you know, if I damage stuff that I was going to build, that's no big deal. But if I damage stuff that was going to be, you know, pretty much strictly resale items, probably not going to make my day. So a little bit depressing if I get out there and find out I have issues with stuff. So that's the only dilemma. But I did go through all 20-some bins of brick that I had out there. I did go through them all, hunting for stuff. I think I even found some more stuff I'll have to take to some of the people I know that were looking for stuff and see if stuff matches they're looking for. I'm a little tired for some reason too. I don't know. Must just be the weather and the rough. New Lego house set. I don't think I've seen that. Did it just get announced recently? I haven't really been paying attention, so I might have to go look. I've got an old one, some old ones that are pretty cool. I've got one that I have had for a really long time. Got a really sweet deal on it. I want to say it was like 800 or 900 pieces. It was one of the old tan ones, one of the old tan houses, one of the model houses. At some point, I got to figure out two. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think these were done at 6. 2, 3, 4, 6, 4. And the goal is to try to make everything look as close to as what it did before too. So we're gonna have to make it. That should be 5, and that should be 6. I think 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. So won't be able to do 3 wall sections in here, so I got to figure out if I want separation in here, and if so, how much. So that's kind of the next thing. And yeah, a Hope Vault video. Yeah, I might have to do one when I can get out. When I can get. I mean, maybe something I'll have to record and then bring it to the YouTube because I won't be able to stream live. There's no power out there. Also got all these cool ones these ones I got as part of Lug Bulk within the last year. So got these guys I can maybe try and use too to maybe make it look a little bit cooler too. That would be the upper section, and then if I want to just dropping stuff. Just trying to see if I raise that up. I have to do that. Okay. 3. Let's see, this is going to be 4. This would be 5. This would be 6. So, just knowing that this is working is good. I need to. I need one of the guys that's thinking of coming on the stream. I need to test his. Ooh, that's gonna be kickers. The wall is not going to get connected till up here. Wow. Ooh. That could make it a little rough here. So we might look and see what separation looks like. Luckily, I do have some purple bricks that I could maybe make this work with too. So it's all about, when you're doing this stuff, it's all about building it and then looking at it and seeing, did you do it right? Does it look good? 3. It'd be nice to know it ahead of time before you do a crap ton of work on it and realize that you got to start over. This is what I basically did there. I didn't notice it fast enough. Oh, you mean something changed at the Lego house, like the big one out in Billund? Not seen that. This is 3 high. This is a 5 high. It's not bad. As you can see, even with a mold, if these don't go in just right, stuff just doesn't fall back into it as well as it could. That didn't work the way I wanted it. So let's see. It's all about just playing with the idea and seeing how it all fits together. That's the key. Cool. Just trying to see if I want to do it where I have a gap. That's the thing, is I got to see if it looks good. Just like this, where you're looking into the whole wall that way, where you're looking into it, or I do a gap and do it like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all of them so far have been close together, and usually they'll have, like in this wall section, they have three of the square ones, but it wouldn't look good with the gap in the middle. So, just trying to figure out the best way to do that. I don't know if you guys have an opinion on either have like the big wall panels next to each other or if there's a gap in the middle. You do have some trans purple bricks, but I could make that work if they were separated, or I could just do, you know, the standard clear plates, or I could even use the clear bricks too. So those things where I guess we'll kind of see. Probably only going to go an hour. I mean, maybe an hour. I mean, for some reason, I'm tired. I'd hate to fall asleep on you guys here in the stream. So just kind of playing with ideas here. I still have some panels. I'll probably use those. Save these guys for something else. Maybe a giant purple spaceship or something, maybe. I think I've got 200 of them. So that's pretty cool. Make a use for them. I'm thinking I can probably do that. The bed is 3 high. So he also needs a pillow. His head needs to be turned. It's kind of funny. Turned towards the outer wall, but technically that's the wall. So it's just, you know, hopefully he won't hurt himself. What I do to them is I push the arms kind of down next to the bed, you know, so it looks like their arms dangling off their bed when they're kind of sleeping. So I'm just kind of playing here and see, and this is obviously, this is a upper module here instead of the lower one. So I end up starting on the one that, you know, needs the wall section, or needs to have the crenellations on the top and all that. So, yeah. So it's just a matter of just. Other thing too is I have a lot more 1x2 trans black plates this time around too, so I can do a lot more texturing than I did before. If you look at the castle and stuff, there's elements where, you know, I think even if you're looking on the couch side of the castle, you can see even in the video, and I can kind of see from here where there's like where you have lots of texture on the gatehouse, texture on the walls, you know, to the one side of it. And then as you go across, you get more texture, and then you get to this gap where looks like there's just a lot of weird clear. It's got that Mills plate in the back where it's offset, and there's water on both sides of the white. So that section, that wall section, the top one, looks like it could use some help moving texture or brick around, or maybe adding more to it. So pretty interesting. But actually, I think this test is good. I think I'm gonna call it, because I think I might take a nap a little bit. It's only 3:30, but I'm just doing this. So basically, what will probably happen too is I'll probably start setting up the Fridays a little bit ahead of time. How much and like, are you talking about how much my storage locker is worth? I don't know. I mean, I had all my Lego insured when I was in Denver for about, I don't know, 6 figures. So, there's sets, there's pieces. It's funny because people always joked, you know, how many pieces do you think you got? I mean, the castle's got about 80,000 or so, and I just brought back another bin of just, you know, stuff like this, just bags of, you know, 200 plates here. You know, I brought back, you know, brought a bag like this. It's got orange in it. Actually, I don't know if that's one of the ones I brought, but something like that. Because I want to do whatnot. I brought back a bag of tiles. You know, I got like a bag here of purple tiles, 1x2s. There's probably, I don't know, 300 or 400 there. I mean, I could say I might even have close to 500,000 or 1 million pieces just in the bins themselves, without even going to the sets. It's just I have so much. And I keep bringing stuff here, and I keep augmenting. I need to figure out how to count the pieces and figure out truly where I'm at. But, you know, it's especially with the 1x1s now, with using the solid brick or the bricks, it messes everything up in terms of counting stuff. Because now, instead of just having a set, you know, 10 plates from here to here, which is 20 studs, it now has like this level here where it's multi-levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plates. A headlight brick makes 7. A brick is 8. Another brick is 10. Another brick is 11. And then this would be 12. So instead of having 10 plates here, I now have 12 pieces there that, you know, but then again, the purple will take away from it. So it's a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got stuff sorted behind me because I found my bag of, I was building a giant cancer ribbon. It's in my, on some of my pictures. If you were to go to, where did I just see that the other day? It's probably in my Flickr. I know Kevin was looking for a professional picture. There is one out there floating around. It's actually going to be on my new business card. Oh, that reminds me, I needed to go to check my Vistaprint, see when that's shipping. But I was building a giant ribbon, and so I had tons of 1x16 red bricks on that. I had some of the, because I built it from I was building it from the wall. I've got the 2x4 orangish yellow bricks. I've got 4x4 plates. I even broke another brown plate, actually a double broken brown plate. You get this one that actually broke a little bit here. I don't even know where the other one went. There was another one that broke too, and it was like broken in half. And I was like, well, where's the other half of the piece? I don't know where it's at. So it's probably in a bin somewhere. So, but one thing. Oh, here it is. This is it here. And if you look at it, I mean, it's probably a 4x4, and it just snapped in half. I mean, it looks like Lego's already found the renewable source for the brown pieces, because whatever they're using is pretty much, what's coming out of the wrong part of our bodies, and it's so. But I was thinking of something too. But the goal is to have lava at some point. I mean, Kevin always jokes because he never thought I ever said that initially, but the goal would be to have some kind of lava flowing towards the castle, because I found these the other day. Same as the purple, 1x2x3s in trans orange. I got a bunch of those, bunch of other stuff. These are the ones that I think are going to be really cool to use. I'm not sure how to use them, but I bought a bunch of these a while back. The rock textured and trans orange. I got just tons of those. Here's a bag here. But the goal is to have some kind of maybe a lava flow. And I might be able, depending on how fast I can get this done, and if I can get a couple more levels done. And I was looking at the keep. The keep isn't as textured as much as I'd like it. But I mean, whether or not I can get those rebuilt is another question. What I'd like to kind of do is build another couple levels. Obviously, we've lost a couple AFOs recently, and one of them did have cancer. Sounds like I have not been able to locate all his information on the internet, but I might build a level for him. I need to find out more information, and then the trees. A bunch of trees are built. I think I know how much space I have. I need to make sure I have enough mills plates for that, and then just kind of plan. I mean, I might even put trees on islands in the middle of the moat. You never know. I mean, I do have a bunch of trees, and I do like building those. I found another bag of another bag of white limbs, a little bit of purple limbs. I found a whole other bag of large white limbs that I guess I maybe had out there. I brought a bunch of pieces for making some rainbow portals. We played with those a little bit at the Beloit Library Show. And so I think that might be our portal of choice for teleporting to different areas of the layout or different layouts themselves. So, I mean, I do tend to send some of my soldiers to different layouts in a Brickworld. Michael Frederick is familiar with that. We've collaborated at least last year. We might have even done it before, but I know last year he had a bunch of guys on my layout. I had some guys over in his. If you see the walkthrough that Beyond the Brick did last year, you'll kind of hear that a little bit about as they walk by his display, going, and there's even some weird armies on here. We've got some Chima guys and whatnot. So I mean, that's kind of where we like to cross, I guess, pollinate different species within the show Brickworld. And so I'm looking for more of a universal portal to teleport guys between stuff. And I think the the rainbow one that the one guy had built, I thought would be perfect. So I was pulling out all my parts, all my like rainbowish colored parts to make them, and they're pretty simple. The only thing that's gonna be the toughest is kind of like a hinge piece type thing, but that's kind of what it was, something like that. I think they were all like that. So they're all 5 sections. So they're all like a 5-section type thing. So I was trying to look for all the different plates and stuff that I had that would be that would work for that. And I did find some neat pieces that might work really well for that. So that's going to be a project coming up here. So, but you know, I joke. I mean, it's kind of funny. We joke. I mean, people probably ask me, says you spend a ton of time on your castle. I mean, I'll probably post something to social media later tonight on it, but I spend a ton of time on this. Well, you know what? I don't have a girlfriend. I think the last time I've asked one out was probably, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago. So it's been a long time. And I mean, it's this day and age. I mean, I don't even know if I'd know how to ask someone out. I mean, I think I tried that today. Didn't go over as well as I'd hoped. But, you know, most of the people I'd probably want to see that are close to my age are probably seeing somebody. Maybe I'll have to take Holland and Ballin's advice and go to Plenty of Fish or whatnot and see if there's someone that has a crazy Lego addiction like I do, that is female, that, you know, wouldn't mind spending some time together with. So we'll see. I don't know if anybody's still out there, but I think I'm going to end it now. We've gone about 45 minutes. This is a good test. I'm going to probably set up the one for Friday night tonight, so it's set up so I can send the Brian can set up the link, you know, so that people want to come watch it. Not sure who my guest will be at this point. Still bouncing around a couple names. Kind of hoping I might have a couple of the guys from the GBC type setup, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But yeah, just keep watching. Obviously, I'll be working on this a little bit. Might have to just record some standard video for that. I have to figure out how to zoom some of my cameras, I guess. The only one I can really zoom is the one that's on Chester right now, on him and his big old table. So, and he's got kind of a mess in front of him. So, but thanks for everybody who came in and watched. Appreciate it. Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. When you finish your homework, maybe. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out because I'll have my YouTube up. So thanks everybody. Thanks for coming by, watching a little test stream. Probably see most people on Friday night. Talk to you later. Bye.